I saw the legs and it was a human.
Not a real human.
No, it was a sleeper.
Our first clip takes us to a graveyard. A couple of cops got a call to check out the graveyard, and they went to do their job. What happened next was only a reminder that cops are also humans. As they stepped out of their vehicle, armed with their flashlights, they began to go off the road into the graveyard. And that's when it happened. A piercing scream broke the veil of the night, startling them both. They didn't stick around to find out what made that noise, but led for their lives. In a heart-stopping moment, a car was moving at an insane speed, trying to get away from the cops that were after it, but it suddenly veered off the road and stopped.
What's going on?
And calls it a day.
At that moment, the cops caught up and immediately went to make an arrest. But what they found was bone-chilling. Nothing. They found nothing. There was no one outside the vehicle, but even more concerning, there was no one in the vehicle. So who or what was driving the vehicle in the first place? Had they tracked a ghost here? No one knows.
Or you should be.
Where is he?
There's no one outside, no one behind the wheel, and the van is locked.
Where's he gone?
It's magic.
He's in the back. He stopped to think he's hiding in the back. There's no one in the driver or passenger seat, and no one's decam that we can see.
This video captured the moment when police officers were left dumbfounded by this clearly paranormal activity. The group of law enforcers had no idea how to handle the situation, which is quite understandable since it's quite unexpected. The video shows workout equipment in a park, but this equipment wasn't just sitting there, it was moving itself as though an invisible person was having a night workout. This can't possibly be the wind's doing. The fact that the equipment continued at the same pace rules out the matter of wind. Left with nothing to do, the officers simply decided to film the incident as it unfolded. Here again, we have a couple of police officers who were called to investigate an unusual disturbance at a cemetery. As they approached, they heard an inhuman scream. The male officer didn't even give it a second thought. He put his life first and fled. It was only then that the female officer realized the seriousness of the situation and followed right after. Some say it's a prank, but a prank like this can easily cause a heart attack. This CCTV footage comes from a Serbian police station. The officers had already been told of the worries happening, but this video confirmed the theories. Gathered around the computer, they watched as a translucency fighter suddenly appeared on the screen and walked around the place like a desolate person in search of shelter. It went from the wall to one room and then back to the wall.
Не u državno dole odo. Trojku kod mene.
Uvacio. Gledaj sam.
Izađe kao iz zida.
What could it be? A ghost? A camera glitch? A camera glitch would not walk back and forth, would it?
To mi žena jedna tako pričala da nju pratilo kad išli na vašar. Ja sam se zabavio. Kao Dragoš ide po banderama i ide za njim.
3 police officers were seated and engrossed in their work, but things were about to go supernatural. One of the cops turned to look at the double doors, probably after hearing it crack. And in that exact moment, one of the doors swung open with an unusual force. The officer couldn't understand why anyone would open the door with such force, but he was about to understand. There was in fact nobody behind the door, and nobody walked in after it opened. 2 other officers stepped out to check, but they found nothing. Are ghosts now visiting police officers? This officer is freaking out and seems afraid to walk out the door. You'd think something with 2 large horns was after him, but you won't believe what he's running away from. Not a ghost, a skinwalker, or anything paranormal, but a squirrel. Now, that's a surprising twist. Armed with his flashlight, a 911 call brought this cop to a forest area to investigate. But he didn't go too far before a heart-wrenching scream left him running right back to his car to get as far away as possible from that creepy scream. Two security guards from Argentina went to investigate a school at night. At that time, they believed that the school was empty, as it should well be, but what they caught on camera left them questioning that. Their camera panned into one of the classes, and that's when their souls almost left their bodies. A chair that was standing on its own suddenly moved toward a desk behind it, as if pulled by something. Now, that was indeed scary, but since they didn't go in to check, it's hard to ascertain the authenticity of the moving chair. But would you want to stick around and find out? The security guard is the last person remaining at the call center. He mindlessly scrolls through the security footage to pass the time, but what he stumbles upon chills him to the core. His eyes fixate on a chair, seemingly ordinary until its shadow begins to move unnaturally.
Watch the chair. Watch the chairs. shadow.
The longer he watches, the more unsettling the footage becomes. The chair's shadow twists and shifts as if influenced by an unseen force. It becomes clear that whatever presence inhabits the building is far from peaceful. Tension builds as the guard struggles to steady his breathing, unable to tear his gaze away from the screen. The weight of the unknown presses on him, leaving him paralyzed with fear.
Oh my God.
A young girl who hung herself in San Francisco was said to appear in a building. Coincidentally, this night guard was in the same building, and he was something that made his blood run cold. He investigated the building in fear, even farming twice, then turned the camera back, but as he looked forward again, he saw someone walk away. You could cut the tension in the air with a knife as he ran to check who it was, but saw no one. One could sense the dread as he searched frantically, but still found nothing. Could it be the girl's ghost? The authenticity of this video is being debated. It shows the moment when a security guard went to check a store full of things.
Shit.
What he didn't expect was to see one of the two dummies leaning forward suddenly and falling flat. That's not all pieces of glass in another corner suddenly scattered on the ground. It's very possible that someone was behind it all, but what if there was no one?
What the f... Whoa! Hello?
Raul Arguello, a security guard at Tomás Adolfo Duco Stadium in Buenos Aires, Argentina, unknowingly captured a ghost on video while investigating a strange occurrence. For days, the dressing room door had been opening and slamming shut on its own, prompting Raul to take action. Armed with his mobile phone, he set out to uncover the cause, hoping to catch the prankster or intruder on camera. As he opened the door, expecting to find someone, the room was empty. However, as he panned the camera, he captured a fleeting eerie moment, a shadowy figure swiftly crossing the benches from left to right before vanishing into the wall. In that brief instant, the camera recorded what no one could explain, a ghostly specter.
Para que viera la clase. Dios. Puta que te parió. La puta que te parió. Concha de la lora. La concha de la lora. Pero ¿cómo mierda puede ser que no haya nada hoy? Ya es la tercera vez.
The guard expects to be alone as he patrols the quiet, empty mall. But as he makes his rounds, he notices something unusual. A puppet-like figure eerily riding the escalator. The sight sends a chill down his spine, and he knows he has to act.
Olha aí, eu não disse, ó, olha ela ali. Já é a segunda vez essa semana, ó. Eu tive que filmar para mostrar que ninguém acredita em mim. Meu Deus do céu.
He rushes toward the strange figure, intent on stopping it, but just as he approaches, it vanishes. In an instant, the figure reappears near the exit, as though it had teleported. The guard freezes, grappling with the impossibility of what he just witnessed, as the unsettling figure disappears into the shadows.
Meu Deus do céu. Ai, meu Jesus! Ai, 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 meu Deus!
This video, captured in 2019, showed the moment a female police officer encountered the paranormal. The place was already very dark, but she had to investigate it anyway. As she checks out the place, something tugged at her ponytail, pulling it to the side and jerking her head to the side. It was possible that someone ran last and pulled her hair, but upon reviewing the footage, it was clear that she was alone in the building. The cops respond to a dispatch that leads them to an eerie scene. Their initial uncertainty grows as they observe strange, motionless figures. The stillness is unsettling, and they question whether these are humans or something otherworldly.
There could be more there. All with them. 47 or 441.
Over.
Guys, just make sure to keep your hands where we can see them, all right?
To resolve their doubts, they test the theory. Once they confirm the figures are indeed human, a wave of relief washes over them. With caution, they proceed to apprehend the individuals, ensuring to keep their hands visible at all times. Despite the tension, the officers maintain control, successfully diffusing the unsettling situation at the scene.
217 down there.
I
two.
want you guys to come up to this barrier right here. Go ahead and put your butts against it.
634.
Going to be on north at Buchanan.
This next encounter takes things to a whole new level, and it's enough to make anyone feel uneasy. A security guard's interaction with something otherworldly left more questions than answers. The video shows the guard approaching the line divider, casually moving it aside as though preparing to allow someone through. But here's the twist. The double doors just opened by themselves, and there was no one in sight. Undeterred, the security guard continues, seemingly interacting with an unseen presence. He appears to be speaking to someone, gesturing as though explaining something, though there's no one visible in front of him. His conversation with the invisible figure is calm, almost casual, before he adjusts the divider back into place and walks off, leaving the mystery unresolved. It's a chilling sight, one that leaves you wondering who or what the guard was really speaking to. This next encounter proves to be a truly terrifying experience for the security guard. A creeping sense of unease washes over him as he makes his way through the building, the air charged with an unnatural static that buzzes in his ears. The closer he gets to the source of this unsettling energy, the harder it becomes for his mind to grasp what he's sensing. He swings his flashlight around, and there, standing in his path, is a dark figure, its presence both ominous and unknown. No one can explain what or who it was. Miraculously, he escapes unharmed, but the chilling encounter leaves him shaken. A Saudi Arabian police officer, on his regular night shift, encountered something so unsettling that it would remain etched in his mind for the rest of his life. Patrolling the area, he noticed a figure in white, its black hair hanging limp, swaying with each eerie step. The shape was human, but there was something disturbingly unnatural about it. Some would later claim it was a witch, others whispered it was a skinwalker. Whatever it wasn't something that belonged in the world of the living. The figure moved toward the officer with deliberate intent, forcing him to break into a panicked run. As he fled, the figure followed, its pace never faltering, its presence relentless. The security guard has always been cautious around the homeless man, but tonight he decides to hear him out. The man seems sincere, offering an apology. He admits to being on psychotropic medication for schizophrenia, explaining that he hears voices and sees things that aren't real. The man expresses regret for his past actions, and the guard, exhausted from a long shift, lets his guard down, thinking he can finally reason with him.
Oh, look at him. I'm gonna shoot his ass.
I remember you. You're the security guard of the building, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
I've been having problems with you, man.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what, man? I want to apologize to you, man.
Okay.
I hadn't had my medicine, man. I'm on psychotropic medicines, man. You know I'm schizophrenia, you know?
Right.
I hear voices, I see things they say that's not really there. And I just want to apologize to you because I was...
The man reaches out for a handshake, and the guard hesitates but complies, believing the situation is diffused. However, he quickly realizes he was wrong. The man's demeanor shifts abruptly as he begins yelling threats and accusations, his anger spiraling out of control. The guard, now on high alert, scrambles to defuse the escalating situation, knowing the encounter has taken a dangerous turn.
I'm working for 12 hours all day. Can you just shake my hand?
Of course, that's all I've been wanting was an apology from you. That's it, that's all. I'm just trying to do my job, sir.
But you know what, sir? I was thinking about something.
Oh! Nigga, Craig, do it. Come on, hey, you going to hey, get the fuck gone.
I'm gonna kill you. I hate your ass. You the Uber driver took my bitch, I got money now.
During a routine patrol at the hospital, a security guard stumbled upon an eerie sight that would haunt him for weeks to come. What seemed like a typical night would soon take a bizarre and unsettling turn. While walking down a quiet hallway, the guard noticed an unattended wheelchair, oddly positioned near the rooms. It wasn't out of the ordinary to see wheelchairs left around, but this one caught his attention for reasons he couldn't immediately explain. He stopped to investigate. His curiosity piqued. As if sensing his presence, the wheelchair began to turn on its own, slowly and deliberately, as if an invisible force was guiding it. The sudden movement made it seem as though the chair was intentionally facing him. The guard's heart must have raced, and without hesitation he fled the scene, his instincts screaming that something was wrong.
See, I. Oh, no.
The recorder didn't anticipate his day taking such a wild turn. He spots a police officer struggling to restrain a woman in the parking lot of a restaurant. She's acting erratically, displaying a surprising strength. Her screams are forceful and intimidating, making the officer hesitate. Realizing the urgency, the cop is compelled to act swiftly to regain control. As the scene intensifies, the onlookers are left shocked, the atmosphere thick with tension.
Get this on video.
The cop is on security duty, but the night takes a terrifying turn. His heart pounds as strange sounds reverberate through the building. He focuses on one particular door, certain it's the source of the unsettling noises. As he draws closer, the door swings open without a sound, but there's no one there. A cold shiver runs down his spine. The realization hits him. He's not equipped to face this alone. The eerie silence of the building and the strange happenings intensify his fear, leaving him wondering what might be hiding in the shadows.
This is what I'm talking about, dude. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. I'm here in this building by myself, bro.
During his night shift, a security guard experienced an eerie presence that would make anyone question what they just saw.
I saw it again this time. Watch. It come from, see, there you go. I'm looking dead at it. I guess it came. I waved at it like.
In the footage, a mysterious white beam of light appears, slowly passing through a closed door as if it were nothing. What's even stranger is that the guard seems to notice it, casually waving at the light, as if acknowledging its presence. It was a chilling moment, and the guard's calm reaction only adds to the mystery. Quite a strange encounter, don't you think?
You know, I ain't really getting scared now, shit, so I'm just tired of seeing it. I guess it's too cold outside, and he was like, you just gonna go inside, go get on a goddamn sweater or something, so it is kind of chilly out here in Chicago right now.
The guard has been hearing strange sounds from the building. Something feels off, so he decides to inspect it. As he checks the premises, he realizes he's not alone. The back door is open again, and he calls out, "Security!" but there's no response. Frustration grows as he wonders how the doors keep opening.
Okay, I'm back. The door was open again. Hello, security! Okay. I don't know how the hell they keep opening these. Hello?
He knows it's his job to ensure the building's security, but the eerie atmosphere tests his resolve. How much is he willing to risk? His job or his life? His unease builds as he mutters to himself about the unsettling situation. Determined not to stick around longer than necessary, he decides to venture further, but an eerie scream sends him off.
To risk for the job over his life.
Okay, guys. I'm really not sure what's going on here. Nope. Yeah. This is some spooky going on here. Nope. This is why my security officer.
In Arizona, a female officer found herself in a life-threatening situation with a crazy knife-wielding man during a routine verbal altercation.
Hey! Put the knife down! Shut your No! The knife down! Shut up! Put 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 the knife down! I'm so serious! Put the knife down! Put the knife down! Put it on the ground! Sit!
Really?
Sit on the ground!
No!
Yes!
No, shoot me!
Yeah!
Shoot me! I'll
Put it on the ground!
The video captures the tension as the man taunts the officer, walking toward her with a sneer and telling her to shut up while she calmly orders him to drop the knife. The atmosphere is thick with confrontation, but it's the next moment that shocks. With startling speed, the man, as if possessed, suddenly charges at the officer, his intentions clear and deadly. In a split second, she responds with precision and fires, stopping him in his tracks before he could reach her. What began as a simple exchange escalated into a deadly encounter, and the officer's quick reaction saved her life that night.
You stupid little.
He's following.
Slice your throat.
I need to know your neck. Hey, put it on the ground.
What?
Put it on the ground.
What on the ground?
Put it. The knife.
What on the ground?
Put the knife on the. Put the knife. Put the knife on the ground.
Shut up.
Put the knife on the ground.
Shut up.
Put the knife on the ground.
Shut up.
Put the knife on the ground. 998. 998. Put the knife.
I got it on video. Go witness. Fuck that.
Hey. Get on. Stay on the ground.
A Riverside County deputy found himself in an unexpectedly dangerous situation during a routine traffic stop. He had pulled over a Sienna minivan, but what he discovered next would throw him into a life-or-death scenario.
Hey man! Hey! Where you going? Where you going? Stop really quick! Come here! Put the car in park. Put the car in park, alright? We're trying to help you out with this subject.
As the officer approached the car, he was immediately struck by the sight of the driver bleeding from his left arm, blood staining the seat around him. The man seemed disoriented, or perhaps possessed, but insisted repeatedly that he was fine, his words offering no reassurance. The officer, assessing the situation, decided to act quickly.
How you doing? You hurt? How you get hurt? No, it's okay. It's okay. Step out real quick. Come on, let me help you. Where are you bleeding from? Your arm? Okay, come here. Let me put a tourniquet on you, okay? Did we try? This 2-inch gashes on.
With compassion, the officer helped the driver out of the car and quickly wrapped the man's wounded arm to stop the bleeding. He tried to assist the driver into the car for further help, but suddenly, the man reached toward his side. Instinct took over, and the officer sprinted for cover, alert and ready for whatever might come next.
Any weapons on you, man? How'd this happen? What happened?
No, it's good, it's okay.
Dime qué pasó, señor.
No, nada.
¿Cómo te cortaste? A ver un poquito, ¿ok? Pero tengo que poner...
No, it's okay, it's okay.
No, stop.
No, it's okay.
You're bleeding pretty much.
No, it's okay, it's okay.
No, I need you to stop.
No, it's okay, it's okay.
I need you to stop.
No,
Relax.
it's okay.
Relax. Go ahead, sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
No, it's okay.
No, tengo que ser ayudar, ¿ok? Está... You're bleeding too much, alright? What happened? Hey. reaching for something.
When the officer approached again, the driver was no longer calm. The man, as if controlled by something, suddenly charged at him, knife in hand. With little choice and a split second to act, the officer drew his weapon and fired, bringing the man to the ground. The situation had escalated faster than anyone could have anticipated.
11-11. Looks like he's stabbing himself. 11-11. It's gonna be between Beach and 53rd and Beach. ¿Qué pasó, señor? ¿Dónde está el cuchillo? He's not injured. He's armed. Shots fired. Shots fired. Charged at me with a knife. Shots fired.
The police officer was quietly patrolling the area, scanning his surroundings when a sound pierced the still night, sending a shiver down his spine. It was an unnatural scream, echoing through the darkness, high-pitched and filled with a sense of pure terror. The officer froze, heart racing, before instinct kicked in. He spun on his heel and bolted back in the direction he had come, every fiber of his being screaming for him to escape whatever had made that horrifying sound. Picture yourself walking past a seemingly benign billboard when, out of nowhere, a force materializes and suddenly strikes you. This is the guard's story. His daily path has abruptly turned hostile. An inexplicable presence has taken over the space he navigates every day, disrupting the ordinary with an unsettling intensity. His movements don't appear to be accidental. Instead, they reflect the effects of an unseen external force. This unsettling moment leaves no room for doubt. Something beyond human understanding is at work, casting an eerie shadow over the familiar surroundings. A police officer, Carl Romero, sat alone at his desk on a tranquil Saturday night at the Espanola police station, watching the surveillance feeds. The monitors buzzed faintly in the stillness, their flickering light the only sign of activity. Romero, lulled by the routine monotony of his shift, barely noticed the faint disturbance on one of the screens, but then it caught his eye.
It started out as a pretty typical Saturday night. Espanola police officer Carl Romero was on duty, keeping an eye on the surveillance cameras around the station, when he saw something in the sally port.
At first, I thought it was like a polilla, like a fly, a moth, and then I saw the legs and it was a human.
Initially, he assumed it was a moth, an ordinary nuisance during night shifts. But something felt off. He leaned closer, narrowing his eyes. This wasn't a moth. It wasn't even remotely close. The figure on the screen moved like a shadow given life, its unnatural gait unmistakable. It had legs that bent and shifted too smoothly, like water trying to imitate human motion.
But not a real human.
No, it was just like those.
So Romero reported it and told his supervisors. Detectives showed us the camera that captured the image. They say there is no...
Romero froze as the figure approached the station's gated entryway. It glided forward with eerie purpose, passing through the heavy iron gates as though they weren't there. Normally, any entry or exit would set off alarms, the clanging of metal echoing through the halls. But this time, there was only silence. The gates stood undisturbed, oblivious to the figure's passage.
The secured area without an open gate and alarm sounding.
You can see it walk through. It walks in the direction of the old transport cages, and there's not really any way for it to get out through there, but it seems to walk right through that.
Detectives say there's no logical explanation for this, not an issue with the lighting or a technical glitch. Turns out,
On screen, the figure melted into the station's shadows, reappearing just as effortlessly. Its movements were smooth, yet unnervingly unnatural, as though it existed halfway between the physical world and something entirely beyond it. Romero's pulse quickened. He felt a cold dread settle over him, a chilling certainty that he was witnessing the unexplainable. Whether it was a ghost, a skinwalker, or some other entity, it didn't belong in the world he knew.
ghost stories around here.
A lot of our officers have seen certain things. Some of our officers have felt what appears to be somebody breathing down their neck as they're working on reports in the briefing room.
Cops at the station also report hearing strange noises in the middle of the night and seeing unexplainable images in the lobby area too. Espanola police tell us as far as they know, this is not an ancient burial ground, and they say the police station has been here since 2006, but no inmates have died here. But they do say there have been some unsolved murders nearby.
Do you believe in ghosts?
I do, actually. I do believe in ghosts.
Do you think that was a ghost?
I do. I do believe it was something. It's hard